So last time, after dealing with the goblins in the cave of the Twin Pools, you ventured into the next cave where Saga investigated the crates with the hopes of topping up her ammunition. However, was sadly unaware of a goblin lying in wait ready to attack. So whilst the group dealt with the surprise attack, Sergei was ambushed by a wolf, whilst Johann nearly faced a full night of a bugbear's morning star, but narrowly avoided it. Sergei, meanwhile, used the full strength of his inspirational words to brainwash the wolf into running into a wall and snapping its own neck, whilst Thoric used a similar tactic to force the bugbear to literally lie down before his foes. Saga and Sergei and Johann attempted to chase after a fleeing goblin in order to avoid it perhaps regrouping with some others, but sadly it managed to escape their grasp. So you as a group have now returned back to the room with all of the crates in, ready to regroup.
Does anyone recognize this symbol?
I'm going to make an investigation check.
Okay. Well, if we're looking at recognition of the symbol, I would probably say a history check is probably going to be your best bet. Or a general intelligence check is fine.
Ooh, I have good intelligence.
I got a 6 on history.
I wouldn't mind running for history after these fellas.
Well, that's a 6.
Okay.
I'm gonna roll history.
I have no idea.
12.
Really nice.
12.
It's some kind of box.
This... You are mildly familiar with this symbol, but not in any particular detail. It's just one of those things that's just kind of been in the background that you've noticed before. You suspect it's got something to do with some sort of merchant company of some kind, but you can't really place exactly where or what the company might be.
It looks familiar. Maybe merchants of somewhere.
I'm wondering what is inside. Though it could be a person or some weapons or maybe a whole elephant.
I have a crowbar.
Can you find me some crossbow bolts?
Let's see what's inside.
So, in amongst the crates is general kind of sundries. Nothing really of huge value. It's more the quantity of the items which really perhaps provide the ultimate value rather than the actual items themselves, if that makes sense. So individually they wouldn't necessarily be of much value to you, but if you were to sell them en masse, perhaps you would get quite a bit for it. Because
Like Costco.
So much bulk. Like Costco.
Is it food? Is it clothing? Is it?
It's a bit of clothing, bit of food.
Mm-hmm.
Not all that much really of, as I say, of value.
Is there anything that would work as rations?
Yeah, I'd say you'd be able to carry a fair bit as rations if you'd like.
Yeah, definitely.
There's quite a lot of crates here, so I mean, it's really how much you'd want to carry at this point. There's probably a good 50 days between all of it of food in amongst it.
Let's say I take 3 lots of rations.
Okay. Sure.
No crossbow bolts.
Yes, there are a few crossbow bolts in there as well.
Any more weapons of any kind?
A few daggers, perhaps.
More daggers?
Maybe about 10 of those in amongst it all.
How
I'll
many
take a
can
dagger.
I? Yeah, can I take a dagger as well?
Yeah.
Sure, you get a dagger. You get a dagger. You get a dagger. Everyone gets a dagger.
How many crossbow bolts can I nab?
There's not a huge amount, maybe 30.
Yeah, that would be more than enough.
Yeah.
Thoric
Master
turns
Dwarf.
down the... Say again, sorry.
Master Dwarf, there may be some spices for your baking.
Possibly. Thoric's kind of been waiting patiently and sort of waves away the daggers like, I've got cutlery, thanks.
Ooh, sassy.
He goes, did we not... Is everyone doing okay? I think we should press on. We did hear that they've got a prisoner. I'm a bit worried for his safety.
Just before we go to that, I would like whoever is rummaging around in all of the crates and stuff, I would quite like you to make an investigation check, please.
Hen.
10? Okay. You do find in amongst the piles of sacks and crates a box which does look a little different to the rest. Less of a crate and more of a chest.
Is it heavy?
It's got a fair bit of weight to it.
This might have valuables in it.
Okay.
Well, open it then.
Does it open?
It does open. And inside you can see a fair bit of coin, a lot of copper, and a fair bit of silver. No gold, though. However, you do also see 3 bottles. 2 containing a red liquid of some kind, and the 3rd containing a thick, syrup-like, gummy black liquid. In addition, there is also a frog-shaped statuette made of, you assume, jade, with tiny golden orbs for eyes.
Master Dwarf, do you recognize any of these materials in these bottles or this strange figurine?
Thoric will probably be drawn to the bottles straight away and take those. And if my knowledge of the rules prevails me, which hopefully it does, I take like the tip of my finger and just take a little taste of them to identify what they are.
Sure, can you give me a medicine check, please?
Dirty 20.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, the 2 bottles of red liquid are exactly the same. You suspect that these are potions of healing.
Excellent.
The thick gummy black liquid, you actually suspect to be a poison of types. But actually, of your knowledge of this particular type of poison, it would be very rare to find in this part of the world, in so much as this is drow poison, which you would most likely find in the Underdark rather than necessarily on the surface.
Thoric, like, probably with the poison, less of a taste and more of like a smells it and just like, oh! Even with his resistance to poison, he's probably like, he's very wary of it, and I will relay all of that information to the party.
I'm interested by the poison.
He holds up to the light and is like, this is some sort of poison, possibly made by the drow.
What is drow poison doing in a box full of provisions?
I don't know, and it's worrying, to say the least. But if you can put it to good use, Johan, then fair play. Be careful with it. Don't go using it willy-nilly, alright?
Is it magical?
I can't say, necessarily. Do I get any magical sense, or is it more of like an alchemical?
More alchemical, yeah.
Cool.
Sweet. Mine.
And with the potions, he holds each one up and he hands one to Saga.
Thank you.
And then he sort of holds one towards Sergei and he goes, these, I believe, will heal the person who drinks them.
Oh, fantastic.
And he sort of holds it towards Sergei if you sort of reach towards it and sort of takes it just out of his hands like, you have to be very careful with it. And you're not to use it unless in dire need. And what's more, we dwarves have a thing that we have to do on the battlefield sometimes where you've just got to kind of open up the gullet of the person who's fallen unconscious and jam it in there as hard as you can. Really get it down there. Don't just ignore the gag reflex and really just sort of make sure it goes down the right hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And he hands it very gingerly to Sergei. Put it somewhere safe.
Could I get a bit of maybe rope that's lying around, or like something that I could kind of wrap it into a necklace with and just stuff it down my top, so I've got it in case I go down and anyone needs to quickly get me up.
Sure, do you have any rope?
I have 50 foot. Yes,
Very big necklace.
A very big necklace for a very small man.
I mean, you could take some time to cut off some rope and manufacture perhaps a very rustic necklace. With that in mind, perhaps you guys would like to take a short rest, maybe?
Yes, I would.
So you can use any hit dice or anything that you need to replenish yourselves, at least temporarily. Because it's still only really about lunchtime at this point in the day. So you're still quite far off a long rest for now.
How does the...
there should be a short rest button, or at least a rest button, and then you can pick the two. And then it will ask you what hit dice you want to spend, if any.
Thoric will keep watch.
Okay.
As well as crafting this, could I also maybe see if that bugbear, the armour that it's wearing, be able to somehow be wrapped around myself?
Are you okay? Are you proficient in leather armour?
I am proficient in light armour.
Oh, sorry, hide armour, not leather armour. Hide armour.
Does hide armour count as light armour?
I think so. Let me consult the Book of Hands.
Book of Hands?
I believe it's light though. Yeah, it wouldn't be heavy because heavy armour is basically usually made of metal. But I'd just like to confirm whilst you're resting.
Fully healed. Excuse me.
Yes, me too. Woo!
Woo!
Second win. Gotta love second win.
Our second wind is great. So hide armor is... Oh, it's medium armor, hide armor.
Ah, damn.
So, yeah, I mean, you could essentially wear it, but wouldn't really get much in the way of benefits from it.
That's alright then. I'll,
armor
does
proficiency. Anyone can put on a suit of armor. Only those proficient in the armor know how to wear it effectively. If you wear armor that you lack proficiency with, you have disadvantage on any ability check, saving throw, or attack roll that involves strength or dexterity, and you can't cast spells. So probably not advisable for you to wear that.
Never mind.
Can I spend, while I'm not doing anything this short rest, actually, can I spend a bit of time with the little froggy to see if I can work out what the hell it is? Or
Sure. In terms of working out what it is, what specifically question are you trying to answer?
Whether it has any magical properties or
Sure.
and what they might be, and or is it just a nice little froggy?
Okay. I suppose then we'll go with an Arcana check then, or a religion check, whichever one you prefer. I suppose.
I think probably religion. It's
Sure. Makes
they're
sense.
They're both a +0 for me, but
Oh, okay.
that's a nat 1.
This looks like a very nice little froggy.
Oh,
Look, dear, a little frog. You just see Thoric just kind of like. Catches someone looking at him, like quickly puts away. Like, no sign of them yet.
Saving that for bath time.
Okay.
one last thing.
Yeah.
This creature here, I kind of point down to the Clark, the bugbear. Maybe if we are going to encounter other goblins, it might seem barbaric, but I've done it many times before. If we maybe take this creature's head with us, we could use it to kind of
I think for one, that is a marvellous idea.
What
Thoric's
would we
like-
do with the head?
You know, throw it into other goblins.
If you want to do that, be my guest. I'm not
So
carrying
imagine
it.
if someone threw my head at you. Would you be scared? Please say you'll be scared.
Disgusted, not scared.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. I'd like to, if everyone's in agreement, take one of the daggers and start carving the head off them.
with a dagger. Oh,
It's gonna take forever.
Thoric's
Brutal.
like, no, come on. And he hands him his hand axe. Just please. I can't listen to you do that for the next half an hour. Just
Johan's like, no, let the boy learn.
fine.
Oh.
Thoric goes to the other side of the cave. He's just like, huh? Oh, no.
Falls over.
I've been drinking again.
Yeah, so I'd like to take the head of the large goblinoid creature.
Johan is beaming at Sergei. He
Wipes
loves
away a
this new
single
level
tear.
of brutality that you've discovered here. Like a good teacher. Like, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Okay, so it takes you a good 10, 15 minutes or so to just hack away at the neck of this rather large creature. But eventually you do manage to get through to the other side, and you kind of hold it by its tuft of hair aloft.
I got it!
Okay, what would you like to do next?
Are we
should
going after
proceed.
the wolves?
We follow the goblin down that passageway.
If the goblin's gone down the passage, he may be expecting us. But
Is
it's probably the way to go.
there any other way down?
Thoric points at the hole.
All right. No need to be clever. And she just starts going down the hole. She's pissed off now.
Thoric's like, no. I was joking. The wolves are down there. I think we should go to where the goblin went.
Oh,
Wait, if we put some of the food that we can't carry down the hole, it may keep the wolves distracted.
The big goblin. Headless. Now.
just throw some rations in there.
Perhaps if the wolves are fed, they may not be interested in us.
It's very
That's
good
not a bad plan, actually. It's very clever.
Indeed, not a bad plan.
Always the tone of surprise.
No, it's just You're not suggesting to kill them, or I don't know. It's yeah.
What? I can grow too. Wrong with
Does he
you?
like little puppy wuppies?
I'm neither fond nor it. I'm ambivalent towards puppies and fluffy puppies. Oh, puppies
You're-
of any description. Let's carry
a
on.
dog.
We're wasting time.
You're a dog person, aren't you?
No, I. Let's just carry on. Yes. All right. Yes. Are you happy? Yes. I like dogs. They're loyal and they're furry and. Let's just carry on.
Johan, why are you going red?
I'm not going red. It's the firelight. It's very dark and let's just
He hates to show emotion. That's why.
hate you all. Let's carry on.
Okay.
Oh, don't be like that.
Let's just chuck some food down the hole, please.
Yeah, let's check some food down and then head down that west passage.
Okay.
I cast light on my shield just so these people can see.
Oh yes. So you take some of the food from some of the crates and just chuck it down the hole. You kind of hear the wolves kind of scamper around and you kind of get the sense as they're being a little bit boisterous with each other to try and get some of the food. Perhaps not been fed for some time. Who knows?
Aw.
And then you head out of back down towards the twin pooled cave and head down that westerly passage. You get about 15-20 feet down that little tunnel, and then you come to a rope bridge with a deceased goblin just lying face down on it,
Oh yeah.
with an
Is
arrow
there
coming
a
out of its
collective?
eye.
Oh yeah.
That was a good shot. And she just looks a bit smug.
Nice. You kind of step over the goblin as you kind of cross over the bridge, which leads then to a tunnel on the other side. You obviously can see the stream below running underneath the bridge. And that leads to a tunnel which curves around further into the caves and leads about 20, 30, maybe even 40 feet. And then you enter into a rather large cave, which looks to be divided in half by a 10-foot high ridge with a steep natural staircase that leads from the lower portion up to the upper ledge. The air is really hazy in here with the smell and the smoke, of a cooking fire and the pungent smell of poorly cured hides and unwashed goblins. In the room, looking directly at you, is a gang of 5 goblins who look as though they were very much expecting your arrival. Weapons drawn. They've abandoned the cooking at this point and are ready to defend themselves. What would you like to do?
We drop the head down in front of them.
Roll an intimidate check for me, please.
Oh,
That'll be a 21.
Ooh, nice. So you hear a collective from the goblins as this head just hits the floor, and they kind of all look up towards the ledge, and one of them says, They've got Clark's head. And you hear a bit of a commotion from another creature up above. And you see come to the edge of the ledge, another goblin, who you're guessing might be the leader of this little band in this cave, and he's holding by the scruff of the neck a almost 50-year-old man, human, who's looking to be very battered and beaten. You definitely recognize him as Sildar, who was with Gundren, and he's got a knife to his throat. And he says, "Truce, or this human dies."
I look at the other party members. I'm happy to start stabbing or to let him die, but I'll go with the consensus because I don't want to do it alone.
We can't let Sildar die.
Thoric says, let him go free, and we'll leave you and your friends in peace. And then he mutters under his breath, today.
And what do we get in return?
Your life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Saga, roll an intimidate check for me, please.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm really intimidating, honest. 4!
Oh no!
And he kind of laughs at you, and he says, "Well, if we don't keep our lives, neither will he."
Kind of like
These
under
things
my
are stupid.
under my breath, I'd like to kind of turn to Saga and go, "How easy do you reckon you can hit it with your crossbow?"
I shoot my crossbow at the person holding Sildar.
Oh,
Oh, you're going for
At the
it?
same
Yeah, I'm going
time,
for it.
I would like to cast Dissonant Whispers on the same figure.
Right. If we are,
Sorry.
just to explain mechanically,
Okay.
as soon as you declare your intention to attack, that is when we roll initiative. Yeah.
We're a stalemate, aren't we?
So it's, if you want to fire it off, that's fine. But before you even get a chance to fire it off, we'll go into initiative to determine who reacts first, essentially. So if you want to, that's fine. We'll roll for initiative, but I'm just making you aware that that's how it will play out.
I want to, but if everyone's against me doing that, let me know now.
nah, I want to stab.
Oric?
Sorry?
Thoric won't have time to tell you with what he thinks. If you just lift and shoot, then there's not a lot you can do about it. Honestly,
I lift and
think
shoot.
that's-
I might regret this, but I'm lifting and shooting.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
To be fair,
Time to roll good initiative.
we've tried to reason with them.
Yeah.
Thoric also doesn't like goblins, so
Yeah. It's
Let's-
happening.
Let's roll for initiative then.
roll high, Saga, roll high.
Yeah.
That's an 11 for me.
No!
That's a 18 for me.
11, 18 for
Six.
Johan.
No!
Nine.
I'm so sorry.
No, 8.
8 for Thoric.
Oh, shit.
What for Saga?
Oh, no.
Yikes.
Oh no. I have regrets.
Okay. Let me just roll for them.
No, please.
Please don't kill Sildar.
Gosh, those goblins are really going for it.
Okay. This is how it's going to play out. It will be Johan.
Okay.
Then it will be the goblin leader. Then it will be Sergei. Then the remaining goblins. Then Thoric. Then Saga.
Cool.
Oh, Johan, please.
Johan, please hit the person who has Sildar.
So, essentially, Johan, it's in your hands here.
Right.
I'm so sorry.
Well. Okay, right. I have a plan that I'm going to save for later.
It's very tight in here, by the way. There are goblins everywhere. It's not the biggest room.
Is Sildar within 20 feet of Johan? Of me?
Well, bear with me one moment, and I will check my notes here.
Yikes.
So the drop between like the top and the bottom is, if I recall, did I say 30 feet? I feel like I did. Oh no. It's 10 foot high, so it's not that bad.
Okay.
So from where you are, I mean, if you're looking at doing ranged attack, then yes, you'd be able to range it. If you were looking at trying to get up there, you'd have to either take the staircase up or do an athletics check to try and climb up.
I'm going to try and throw a dagger either at this goblin's eye or the hand that holds his own dagger. And hopefully Sildar will then take the initiative, pull it out, and then stab the goblin himself.
I am going to make you very aware that Sildar is looking not very good. Like he's been tied up, beaten, battered. He might not have the energy to necessarily do that at this point.
Righto. Fair enough then. I will attempt to throw a dagger into that goblin's eye, so to distract him enough that, yeah. So maybe he will forget Sildar, put him down, and then charge at us, or at least drop his dagger.
It's a very big if.
It is a very big if. There's a lot of big ifs in this scenario. Let's just see what happens. I mean, I'd have to charge through a lot of goblins to get to him, though, if I tried to run at him, though, wouldn't I? Because they're all gathered together in front of the staircase leading up to him.
Actually, no. They are kind of more at the side. There is actually, luckily, a bit of a clear path to the staircase. They're kind of.
Sweet.
You could get up there. You would, however, definitely be in the position of getting some attack of opportunities against you, because you'd have to go near them to get to the staircase, but you wouldn't have to go through them, if that makes sense.
Can I?
So you could risk it.
Yeah, cowabunga it is then, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm gonna Leroy Jenkins this mother, and in the ensuing combat, Johan's like, so kind of goes into a sprint.
Okay. So you're going to take 2 attacks of opportunity against you.
Right.
From 2 separate goblins here.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So they're both going to swing their scimitars at you.
Right.
Oh, and they both rolled exactly the same.
Which was?
Which was 21.
Oh. Go on.
So the first is going to do 3 slashing damage to you,
Right.
and the second is going to do 4 slashing damage to you.
Great, so I'm back where I started.
But you managed to leg it up to the top of these stairs. You are now face to face with this goblin who's got Sildar at the ready.
I stab him. I tend to give him the old with dagger and rapier.
Sure, let's go for it.
Righto.
Now you don't have advantage, unfortunately.
No. So straight old-fashioned. Okay, so with my rapier, that's 14 plus 5, it's 19 against his AC.
19 is gonna hit.
Cool. And that's 1d8 plus 3, which is 8.
Okay. So you plunge it into his side, and yank it back out. It's done quite a bit of damage, but not enough to take him out.
And a bonus action, I want to stab him with one of my daggers. My newly acquired daggers.
Yes. Christen them.
With blood.
To take this one out for a spin and see how it handles. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another one coming at you. Ooh, that does not hit at all. That's an 8.
Okay, no, I'm afraid not. He sees that one come in and just slightly sidesteps it.
Is the damage enough to make him drop his dagger?
Sure.
Okay, it's right in his side then.
Okay. So he drops that onto the floor in kind of shock at the direct hit you've managed to get on him. That brings it then to his turn, yes?
Sure.
So in response, seeing that the jig is essentially up, he just pushes Sildar over the side.
Wait.
Sergey.
I know what's coming.
Oh!
I'm waiting. I know what's coming.
I don't know if I can cast it as a reaction.
Yes, you can.
It is!
Yes,
I
you
cast
can.
Featherfall! Yes! Throw my hand forward.
Okay, nice. Yeah, describe it. Go for it.
Yeah, I quickly see it in the corner of my eye. I don't know, I just click at him, and this like silvery kind of wisp, just almost like a bullet, hits him and he slowly descends.
Okay. So he gently hits the floor kind of at your feet, Saga. But so gently that as to not harm him at all. Nicely done. So this goblin is face to face with you then, Johan, after having just thrown him over, and Sergey casting Featherfall. He draws a blade, a scimitar this time, and strikes at you, Johan, in desperation. Oof, that's going to be 19 against your AC.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And that's going to be 7 damage, slashing damage.
I am now unconscious.
Yikes. Okay,
Oh.
so you drop to the floor.
I do.
Luckily for you, I guess, it is Sergey's go.
Luckily for you. Very unluckily. So if I use my reaction, does that count as my action this go, or is it just a reaction?
It's a separate thing.
It's a separate thing. So you have one reaction round, I believe.
Okay. I can't cast Cure Wounds because I've got no spell slots left. Do I risk running up, or can I climb the side of it?
You can try. It will be an athletics check to see if you successfully climb.
Screw it, let's go climb.
Okay.
Cast Phandelver and I'll run up the side. That's an 11.
An 11?
Yeah.
It's 10 foot. I'll give it you.
Okay.
So you scramble up, just about clutch onto the sides and manage to pull yourself up. So you're now essentially where Sildar was.
Okay. And could I then reach out with the potion of healing, rip it from my neck, and chuck it out to Johanna, or am I too far from him?
You need to get to him.
Yeah,
because he's unconscious. You can't take it. You need to pull
kind
it
of
down
got
the
Baby
throat.
bird him.
Yeah, you've got the goblin between you and Johan at this point.
Okay, I'll use my action to dash, just to get between the goblin and Johan then. And then I'll have to...
It'll be an attack of opportunity. Oh no, it won't actually, because you're not leaving the threatened zone, so that's fine. Okay, yeah,
go
fine.
into the threatening zone.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so you dash around. No, to be perfectly honest, you've only actually climbed 10 feet. You could probably still get there and still have an action.
Ah,
Just about.
Excellent. I'm
Just about.
sliding in like how they do in baseball when they slide at the final post. And quickly doing exactly what Thoric told me to do, and just jamming it in.
Nice.
Johan.
Now,
Thoric gives him a thumbs up. He's like, really get it in there, lad.
now I can't recall how many D4s healing potion is a standard.
2d4.
2.
2d4 plus something.
4.
Cool.
2d4 plus 4.
Shall I roll, or are you rolling, Wayne?
You roll for it.
That'll be 4 and 1.
Plus 4.
So 5, 9.
9. That's
I'll do it.
9 health back, Johan. That's not bad.
Woo!
Oh, sorry, it's 2d2 plus 2. My bad.
Okay.
2d2.
7 then.
7.
2d4 plus.
No, 2d4 plus 2. Sorry, I
Yeah.
cannot. I just checked it.
7.
Still,
7.
7's not bad.
Yeah.
I'll take
give him a
that.
little slap on the cheek. Johan.
Oh, did you just give me a potion?
Yes.
Did you just use magic on me? Who told you to do that?
I told myself to do that.
Oh, I feel dirty. I feel. Oh, this is. We're going to talk about this later.
We're into the goblins then, who are on the ground with essentially, at this point now, Thoric and Saga. You're on the ground floor with all of them, with a recovering Johan and Sergei at the top. So, this could be quite the melee. One of the goblins, he runs straight at you, Thoric, swinging his scimitar. Oh god, I'm rolling a little too well at this point. 18 against your AC.
That'll hit.
Okay. That's going to be 7 slashing damage to you, sir.
Oh, okay.
That was a meaty hit.
That's a spicier meatball.
Yes. A second goblin, who's pretty much already in position to a degree, Saga, is going to swing his scimitar at you. Oh, Jesus Christ. 21 against your AC.
That's gonna hit.
And that's going to be 6 slashing damage against you. Oh my god, this is getting a bit scary. Because we've still got another 4 goblins. And that's not including the one at the top. Okay, so another one then runs out from kind of the side of the staircase, and he swings his scimitar at you, Saga. Bloody hell! 21 against your AC again.
Yep.
And that's going to be 6 slashing damage.
Oh
Ow! I'm at 2 health points.
no! Oh.
Jesus Christ. Okay. We have. Oh no, it's only 2 more. I miscalculated. Sorry.
Only.
Only 2 more. Another one runs from the back of the pack and starts swinging his scimitar at you, Thoric. And with a natural 1.
Just push him away. Just fuck off.
Just like hold him at arm's length. And then we have another goblin who actually, due to the tightness of this space, actually can't get to either of you.
Oh, good.
And because it's such a melee, he's not going to risk firing in with a bow, because he might hit one of his companions. Which then brings us then to Thoric in that case. You've got a very wounded Saga to your right or left, depending on which direction you're facing, but next to you, a very wounded Saga.
Okay.
And you are both surrounded by 4 or 5 goblins.
I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to bring my fist up to my mouth, and I'm just going to whisper into my rings. You've heard the strength to best our foes, and I'm going to cast Healing Word on Saga.
Nice.
Giving her 8 HP back.
Yes.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna fucking take one of the goblins' head off. With a nat 1.
Oh, no. You just end up just like hitting the wall of the cave. Just slightly misjudging the height of these goblins. Yeah. Okay, nice.
I'm just going to call out to the others like, when you boys are done fanning around, we could use a hand down here.
Saga, you're up.
Okay, question. Can I use Warhammer in 2-weapon fighting? Because it's a versatile weapon.
I'll have to consult the Book of Hands.
Yes, please.
Consult the Book of Hands.
Versatile,
I don't believe you can.
Versatile.
Versatile
This
means
weapon
you
can
can
be
use
used with 1 or 2 hands.
Yes.
The damage value in parentheses appears with the property. The damage when the weapon is used in... so that the one in parentheses is the damage when it's used in both hands. So the higher one, yeah?
Yeah. So, I can use it in 2-weapon fighting then. No? Only if I use the lower...
Oh,
hit.
yes. I guess so, yeah.
So I'm gonna do that then. So my first hit will be with the Warhammer.
Yep. Against any particular goblin at this point?
The
or
one
just-
who just had a go at me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
22.
Oh, that's definitely going to hit.
Well,
Come on.
Do I have to roll 2 attacks? Because it's 2 weapons.
That's my understanding. That's how
Yeah,
we've
okay.
done it so far this session anyway, so...
Well, that one takes 7 damage. with the
Oh, how are you
Warhammer.
finishing him off?
nice.
Well, it's just my Warhammer's just gonna crush his skull.
Just like an average day at work.
Yeah.
Nice. It just kind of gets pulverized under the head of your Warhammer and just drops at your feet.
Can I use? Because I was using 2-weapon fighting. Can I use the dagger to stab another one?
I
Probably
think
not.
that's how it works.
Oh, I can. Fantastic.
I'm going to say yes for now, and I will look between sessions.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna try and stab another one with the dagger.
Okie doke.
That is a 24 to hit.
Oh,
Yes.
boom. Yes, that'll do it.
Without the modifier. That was
Yeah.
it. 1d4.
That's right, yeah.
3.
3. Okay, that's not going to be enough to take it out, but certainly enough to
Still.
wound. So you just embed the dagger
Yeah.
into its arm. It's not a happy chappy. As you wouldn't be, quite frankly. Okay, so is that? I think that's everything
That's
for
my
you, unless
turn.
you can't really move without provoking an attack of opportunity. So. Okay, so we're at the top of the round. Johan, you are prone, but you are alive and not dying, which is good, thanks to the healing potion.
Okay. I have a plan. We're in a very tight space, as you say,
Yes.
and there's a massive cooking pot.
Well, more of like a spit really than a cooking pot. The cooking pot was. It's more been smoky and stuff from spits rather than necessarily cooking pots. But there's been cooking going on.
Damn it.
Plus
I thought there was...
the cooking pot is if the cooking has been taking place on the bottom, not on the top. You're currently on the top.
Yes. I thought there was a big cooking pot that I could then spill like a cauldron and then flood the area with meat.
No, it's more been on a spit. There's definitely a fire, but not a pot.
All right then. I'm going to attempt to descend these stairs in a swashbuckling fashion.
Right. You would provoke an attack of opportunity from this goblin.
Was he still there?
Yes. He's wounded, but he's still alive.
Right, I suppose I better deal with him then. I stand back up,
Yeah.
swish on my weapons and go, "Hey, Gobbo." I didn't hear no bell.
Nice.
And I attempt to... Right, what do I do?
You can sneak attack him because Sergei's also engaged with him and next to you.
Oh, awesome. All right, then.
On your hand.
I intend to run him through, and then with my dagger, also stab him in the back.
Oh,
So
okay.
impale
Sure.
him from both sides. Right. Let's do this thing. Oh, fuck. It's at 11 with my rapier.
Okay, that's going to miss.
Alright. Let's try my dagger. Ooh, that's 19.
Oh, that'll do it.
Oh,
So you can roll for damage plus your sneak attack damage.
splendid. Okay, so that's 1d4 plus 3, which is 4. And then my sneak attack damage, which is another d6, which is a 5, so that's 9 damage.
Oh, how are you finishing him, sir?
Oh, yes! So, I presumably take a stab. He then leaps out of the way, like to my left. But then I kind of take one of my new daggers from my belt, give it a swing, and then straight in his eye, then twist, out, and then light push and let him downstairs
Ooh.
into the flame pit, onto the spit. So then he like.
There's an apple in his mouth now.
Anything you'd like to do then? You could still move, or I think you probably used your bonus action, haven't you? So you could
yeah.
still move if you wanted to.
Oh, do you know what I could do? Is, you know how Legolas jumps on an Urukai shield and then descends those stairs? I could ride his corpse down the stairs.
Oh, Johan.
No respect at all.
I don't think the physics quite works like that, though. I
Very
must
well,
say, it'll be quite a bumpy ride.
Then I normally descend the stairs with my feet.
Okay, awesome. So you're now down at the bottom. There's basically goblins everywhere to your left, surrounding Saga and Thoric at this point.
Yeah, I sneak while trying not to draw too much attention to myself, so I can then do some backstabbing.
Awesome. Sergey, you're up.
Okay, I would like to pull out my 2 daggers, whoosh, and then come leaping off the ledge,
Yeah.
straight down onto one of the goblins below.
Oh, nice. I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to make you do an athletics check because the goblin will presumably break your fall. So let's go with just a standard attack roll then, please.
So it's a 2-weapon attack thing, so it's 2 rolls.
Do you have 2-weapon fighting?
I believe I do. 2-weapon fighting.
Let's go for it then. Yep.
So first one was only a 12, so that's... Second one, however, was a 17.
Which will hit, sir.
Lovely stuff. So then it's just going to be 3 hit points of damage, so not much.
Okay. Well, I mean, it could be worse. So you jump off the top, daggers in hand, and just kind of plunge them into the goblin. You kind of knock him down with all of your weight, so he's now prone. But he's still very much alive, even though wounded. Nice. So that then brings us actually to the goblins. One of them swings its scimitar at Thoric, and that's gonna miss. So he actually uses his nimble escape to disengage. Oh. And he actually runs up the tunnel from which you came from. He's getting the hell out of Dodge. Then we come to the one of the ones that attacked you, Saga, that is still alive. Ooh. That's going to be 22 against your AC.
It's
And that's going to be 5 slashing damage.
ooh, ouchie.
Ouch, 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 ouch. Thank God Thoric healed you a little
Yes.
bit. Okay, so we also have another goblin who I think is within reach of you, Saga. No, actually, I'm gonna carry on with that. So he's gonna swing at you, but he rolls a natural 1 as well, so he just kind of completely guffs it, missing you completely. Doesn't even come close. And then we have the other goblin who couldn't get to you, Saga, but now can actually get to Sergei because of his positioning. So he's going to strike at Sergei, and that's going to be a 13 against your AC.
Yeah, damn. Just beats it.
And that's going to be 4 slashing damage against you, sir.
It's all good.
Okay. Great. Thoric, you're up.
Right, so there are 3 goblins close to me.
You are actually now not actually engaged with anyone, but you could get round to 2 of the goblins.
I want to try and set up as much like flanking possibilities for my allies, so I
Sure.
want to try and get into as close contact.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this is the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So,
So-
podcast
Gonna
listeners.
edit this
oh,
out. Ooh,
and-
yeah.
Hey. Oh,
Yay!
and he's back. Yay!
Was it
Oh.
just me?
Yeah,
Yes,
just
Yeah.
just you.
Oh dear, I'm back.
Don't do
Oh, yes.
that.
So I want to get into close combat with as many of the goblins as possible to set up as much flanking possibilities for my allies. And all
Sure.
that sort of jazz.
Okay.
And I would like to hit one of the goblins that has already been wounded.
Sure. So, so you run in, you close the gap so that Saga is on your left, and there's a goblin directly in front of you and a goblin slightly to your left. Both of which have been injured, I believe.
I'll go for the one not directly next to Saga then.
Okay, so one directly in front of you. Yeah?
Yeah,
Awesome. Let's go for it.
have it. That's a 16.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh, okay. It's worried. These things have quite high armor class.
Yeah, leather armor and shields.
I keep rolling 7s on this die today. That is 9 points of hammer damage again.
Well, to quote Mortal Kombat, finish him.
I just do. I just like jab him in the ribs with my shield. So he like, oh, and then just bam on the back of the head.
Oh, nice. Nice. So we're now down to essentially 2 goblins. One within reach of Saga and Thoric, and then another one behind that one, which is essentially only within reach of Sergei at this point. Oh, and where are you, Johan? You're at the bottom. You're at the bottom of the stairs as well. So actually, you as well.
Cool.
If I have any movement left, I'll like surround the goblin next to Saga.
Oh yeah, you definitely have movement left. Definitely.
I just move
Okay.
myself around.
Awesome. Great. Okay. So Saga, you're up.
Okay, let's go for Gobbo in front of me.
Awesome.
That is a 19 to hit.
Well, that'll do it.
Let's go, Saga!
Smash!
Oh, smash!
Saga
9
smash!
points of damage with my great
Finish him.
This has been behead him. I like doing that.
Okay. So you, with your great sword, you just absolutely without hesitation just decapitate him as his body hits the floor before his head, as it kind of does a spin in the air. Okay, so we're down to basically one goblin left. I don't suppose you've got any bonus actions you can do to try and take him out, because you could get to him. No. Do you want to?
I can move towards him, right?
Yeah, you can close the gap. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna move towards him.
That was it. The goblin you just killed was essentially the one that Sergei just kind of mullered as well. So Sergei's probably a little bit in shock. And probably a little bit splattered in neck blood, I would have thought. So Johan,
I imagine the blade goes really close to Sergei like that.
Johan, then you are at the bottom of the stairs. You've just seen Saga decapitate a goblin with Sergei very close by. There's essentially one goblin left, tucked down the side of the staircase. What would you like to do?
I take a moment to think about how proud I am about how brutal the group has become in the brief time I've been with them. So, right. That's too fancy. I'm just gonna come up behind him, and you know, in Lord of the Rings when Sam rescues Frodo from Curathon Gol, and he just right through the one of them. Let's do one of them straight through the back, so he notices it.
Sure. Okay. Let's see how you get on. You do have advantage because he's definitely flanked, so you could do it as a sneak attack.
Lindy. That'll be at 21.
Oh, well, that will certainly hit.
Okay. That's 1d8 plus 3, which is... What did that say?
Rapier damage.
And...
piercing.
Is that enough?
It's enough.
I won't
don't have to roll
rolling.
a sneak down.
Do the sneak.
Do it.
Why
yeah,
not
do
then?
it. Do it.
It's a 2.
Hey! Okay, so how are you finishing him?
As I said,
Just straight through the back?
I just walk.
Come straight out of the chest?
Watching all the slashing and crushing going on, I'm just gonna just walk up to him. Shang.
Nice twist.
Hi.
Beautiful.
And then clean the old blade.
Okay. That then brings us to the end of the combat. There is absolute carnage. There's a injured Sildar on the ground, thankfully not facing any more harm, thanks to all of your feather fall casting there, Sergei. But otherwise, there's blood and goblin corpses everywhere.